All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over. Now, look, I did a video uh, uh, reacting to the girl who said she was at a Diddy party and she saw little people. And uh, there was a person in the comments. I remember you probably know who you are. We had a little back and forth, nothing bad. We were just trying to figure out when she said little people, what did she mean exactly? And when she said it was little people that, like, what are they doing here? They shouldn't be here with the adults. I knew exactly what she meant. But I think that person was thinking she was talking about little people. Like, I don't even know if you can say the word, but it starts with an M. No, they both start with an M. But little people, uh, not children, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. But I believe that she was talking about children. So she went on, I think on TMZ, yeah, and she did another interview, and they're going to talk about it here on News Nation. Sean Diddy Combs' Accuser basically said children dressed up as Harajuku Barbies at freak-off party. And like I said, it says children here. So, all right, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
And I want to start with Tania Wallace, who claims she's been at a freak-off and said she saw children, and it was hard for her to say it.
It was very hard for her to say it, Ashley. So what she said was that she was flown out from LA to Miami by the Saudi prince.
Right.
And they ended up eventually on Star Island at one of Diddy's parties. She says, you know, among many other things, I mean, she goes into detail. This, she says, happened in 2018. She says that she walked into the house and there was a cluster of adults around what she described as little people. And they were dressed up as Japanese Barbies. I forgot the name. It's Harajuku something. You can help me out here. It's a certain type of Barbie. Anyway.
I know the name, but I've forgotten it. But go ahead.
So she explained that that they were just clustered around these little people, and I kept pushing her, and she eventually said, look, they are little people who should not be at an adult party. And I pushed her, and it was apparent what she was saying is they were minors. Now, she didn't see anything specific that was going on with them other than that adults were kind of huddled around them. But she told just a wild story about what was going on at the house, even at 7 in the morning, that this thing apparently raged all night long.
You know, it's amazing. TMZ always gets such great scoops, and this one might be one of your best as well. You got a hold of one of the freak-off tapes. Your producers have seen it. The description is, and I'll quote, it's directed by Diddy himself. And it really sort of walks through what happened in the experiences that he had. They didn't sound illegal, but they sure seem to comport with a lot of the other stories that have been told.
Yeah. So the
and again, we're not talking about. There's nothing wrong with adults. With adults, we're not talking about that. We're talking about of course, the children. And also the people who were taking stuff that was laced, you know, and were taken advantage of. That's what we're talking about here. You know, grown folks were grown folks. My whole thing is like, if you had these kids dressed up like these Barbies, like what I want to know what damn adults were there. That's what I want to know.
This was a threesome. What you would asked me about earlier about Tania Wallace. She said there were more than 100 people at that party, including at least 4 celebrities. But this, what you're talking about now, was a threesome, and that's something that the U.S. attorney even referenced, and his lawyer in an earlier documentary we did. He was describing threesomes. He says it was all consensual. So yes, what we're told is that this worker was flown out to various locations over a couple of years: Miami, New York, Los Angeles, and one other. And they would meet in hotel rooms, and Diddy would often watch as he, with this woman who was associated with Diddy. So that seems to be what the feds are looking at right now in terms of sex trafficking, if they are transporting somebody and perhaps paying them to cross state lines. That could end up being, now we know that this guy got a subpoena and he ended up not testifying before the grand jury, but talking to prosecutors. And we're told that he left that tape with them.
And in fact, if he was transported, if he was even consensual in that setup, you're right. That thing, it's classic federal crime to cross state lines for the purpose of sex. But it also comports just with the description of many of the other incidents that did sound illegal, where there was, heavy intoxication involved in some of these incidents. But the setup sounded very similar. There was something else that was so revealing in your interviewing with 2 friends of Diddy's who seemed very defensive of Diddy. Stevie J, a producer and a friend, and Ray J, an entertainer and a friend of Diddy. No matter how many times you ask the question, both of them seemed to deflect. I never took part in any of it, and yet they were so close to him, and seemed to suggest that people, famous people, are paying off victims to keep their names out of the Diddy story.
Well, Ray J as much as said that to me. That he said that there were celebrities confiding in him, that they were either approached by either the man, woman, or their lawyer, or they actually went to the person themselves and offered money for silence. That's what Ray J is saying. Now, I will say that we interviewed Tony Busby as well. He is the Houston lawyer who is representing more than 120 alleged victims. And he told me that, yes, they have sent demand letters out to various other people, high-profile people, it's essentially an ultimatum: either pay up or we're going to sue.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com.
Yeah, I was mainly doing this video to verify, what the girl was talking about. Because when I heard her say it, you can tell she was nervous to say it. But yeah, I mean, she was there, she witnessed it. It's almost like she's implicating herself at the same time. So it's like you gotta be cautious of that. So she's like trying to speak around it, but it just seems like whenever you get involved with Diddy, saying no might not be as easy as you think it is, and it all depends on what you want. If you want the fame and fortune, you're going to have to do it, because once you tell them no, it's like, it's from the stories, it seems like he's going to make sure you don't get the opportunity again to tell anyone else yes. You know what I mean? Like, the connections run deep. So you tell Diddy no, he's like, all right, I'm calling everybody to make sure you don't get to see an ounce of fame. I'm going to leave the link to this video in the description, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to trim a lot of it out. Like I told you guys before, a lot of words cannot be repeated in a reaction video. A lot of these videos that we do, they fall under the fair use. I try to stop it enough and give my commentary to add to the video. It's just sometimes it's tough to pause when they're like really giving some and really important information. But yeah, man, she said it again and she cleared it up again. But what people were around them? All right, peace out. Thanks for watching.